Hello and welcome to Paul and Ted's Talk Time. This is Ted, I'm Paul, and today we're going to be talking about cheap holiday destinations.
Yeah, good one. Yep. Where are we going to start?
Your choice.
United States of America. Yeah, not everybody's choice, I don't think. I think most people think that's an expensive place, but it's not really. I first went there. Have you been to the US?
Yeah, I have. Many years ago.
Many years ago, yeah. Well, I've been there sort of regularly, semi-regularly over like 30 years. And when I first went there, which was 1990, I think, going back a bit, I thought, well, this is going to be really expensive. And it wasn't. It was almost the opposite. It was like cheaper than everywhere where we come from in the UK. So, yeah, it's a good thing. And they got some, and they look after foreigners as well. Yeah. Did you ever go on the Amtrak?
Sadly, I didn't.
Yeah,
I made the terrible mistake of actually going to all the wrong places. I went to all the major cities. I went to San Francisco, New York, Los Angeles, and Honolulu.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
And I kind of regretted it because I was very young, very naive, and I think I could have got a lot more value for money had I been a little bit more wiser and branched out and gone further afield, out into what I would call now the real America.
For those who don't know, America's absolutely huge. So, from town to town, you're talking like a sort of a 6-hour drive, just to get around. So Amtrak, this is their train network, and you can buy, as a foreigner, this doesn't apply to the locals, you can buy heavily discounted tickets, which are good for 14 days, 21 days, depending on how long you're there. And you choose whereabouts you want to visit, and you can basically get on and off the train at any point you like. So, you can get off the train and then pick it up as it comes by the same time the next day. Fantastic way to get around. And things like motels and stuff are really, really cheap compared to Europe. I mean, I don't know about...
But on those Amtrak trains, they have the sleeping compartments.
Yeah, I never remember the sleeping. It's usually, they got the reclining chairs, a bit like sort of, aeroplane chairs a little bit,
I'm pretty sure they have
these.
Yeah.
I've been on, overnight, and I don't remember the sleepers, but you can, the chairs are big because, Americans are big anyway, so a sizable chair. You can recline it a little bit and you can drop off. You can go to sleep.
It's something that I really want to do. I want to do that with a friend of ours, Kirk. Yeah, he lives out in Montana.
Yeah, right up the top there, Montana. Lovely up there. You'd like that. You haven't been to that because it's very rural. I'm not city. I mean, I've been to New York and Los Angeles, Chicago, but they don't interest me as places. But having a look around, sort of the real America, I guess, some of the southern states, Louisiana, Mississippi.
They're also very hospitable. I recall. I mean, I don't know if that's still, is the same. But when I was there, I mean, the novelty of the Englishman with the accent was still very much a valid currency. I don't think that is the case so much now.
Yeah, my brother, I mean, he lives in the US, in North Carolina, so I've always got an excuse to go out there and, have a look around there. So, yeah, so that would be probably my, not my top, not my cheapest destination, but one I would definitely recommend.
So what made it cheap for you?
Just everything. Comparing, I went now with family holidays, renting a car, much cheaper than it is in Europe. Hotels, good quality hotels, cheaper than in Europe. Gasoline, petrol, whichever word you want to use, cheaper than in Europe. So you're getting around cheaper, you're staying cheaper. Food, cheaper in every single restaurant as well. Beats Europe.
Is this just in the sticks or in the cities as well?
Yeah, cities, I mean, perhaps you have to sort of choose your area of the city if you want sort of value for money. But we were sort of a day or two in the city, and then we were on the road and driving around and stuff, or on the train looking around. So if we had sort of a month on holiday, maybe we'd be doing sort of 5 or 6 days in cities.
So getting back to this Amtrak, I mean, can you recall a particular journey that you did?
Yeah, we went all the way across the top there. So what are we doing? From New York, Chicago, through Pennsylvania, Minnesota, through Kirk's neck of the woods, Montana, and then hitting
you went right across the states.
Oh yeah, you can. That's the thing. And then
you didn't have a sleeper car for that.
No, you didn't need one really, because you were getting off and on.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, I got off in Chicago, and I got off in a place called Legend, which is on the border. I was going to visit a friend in Canada, and I got off there right near the sort of Canadian border in Montana. And another route I did was New York down to what was that, in South Carolina, Savannah and around there, Charleston, South Carolina. Really, really good places to visit. Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't have thought of America off the top of my hat as being being cheap, but
what about you? What's on your list, Paul?
I recently took a trip to Romania. And Romania is not too far away from where we live.
What's an hour's drive?
It's a little bit more than that, isn't it?
Hour and a half to the border.
But I took the train. I'm fond of the trains. I like trains very much, and I like going by train. And of course, here they still retain the old compartments. So you get very much that nostalgic feeling of a bygone era of travelling in the trains when there were the old, for the older viewers amongst us, the old compartments.
Like British Rail of days have gone by.
Yeah.
And they go slowly, so you can see everything.
Yeah. For me, it's just a much more pleasurable experience, and of course they're not packed at all. And they're clean, and they are slow. They're even slower once you get over in the border.
So you went from where to where?
I went from here to.
Here's where's here.
Well, the biggest place that's near here is Veliko Turnova.
Okay, so that's about 45-minute drive from where we are here. So you drive there, dump your car, get on the train, right?
Yeah, but you can actually go by train from here, but I chose not to do that.
And you were heading for where?
Bucharest. Yeah.
Okay, and train time for doing that, and price?
The train time was about 5 hours, because once you get across the border, it's tedious. It's a walking snail pace of a journey, and
but you're still on holiday, going in the right direction.
Yeah, and it's only until the line from Russi, which is the
border town.
The border town. It's only the line from there up to the line that joins the main line, one of the main lines into Bucharest.
Okay.
That's like a branch line.
All right.
Yeah.
And they fiddle around at the border, or is it fairly quick?
No, it's quite a smooth transition. They take your passports and do what they do with them, and then they hand them back to you, within 20 minutes or so.
And you're off.
But the nice thing about travelling around this part of the world, i.e. Eastern Europe, is that you don't get the same amount of people as you do.
Price?
Price, you're looking at 20 euros return for that.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if I was to go to the UK and get off the plane, I'd spend £5 going on 3 buses.
Oh, but that's nothing. I mean, if I took the train from Heathrow down to where my mum was, 2 hours 20 minutes, Waterloo down to Sherborne, Yeovil area, that would cost 80,
Yeah,
80 pound,
yeah.
€100 using round
Yeah.
figures.
And of course, it's a similar thing here in Europe. You can get these rail discount fares and rail rovers that allow you to have unlimited travel across Europe. Not quite sure of the prices of those, but they're a similar deal.
Okay, so we discussed two different countries, two different trade. What about the prices once you get into Romania? How do they compare to here, which are already cheap, which we were talking about in an old video of ours?
Very, very similar to here.
Okay.
20 euros a day would see you fine, including your accommodation.
Okay, so that's
you can get a standard.
And where would we be going in Romania, or what sites is worth looking at? Apart of Dracula.
Yeah,
that's where he hangs.
Yeah. Now, where does he hang? Because you've been up there, haven't you?
Yeah. It's Transylvania, is it?
Yeah,
Transylvania. That's right. Well, that place actually does exist, and the thing about Romania, you got these really freaky old castles. The one with the very sharp spires and stuff.
I don't actually. I'm sorry for my my Romanian friends out there, but as I do have them, but I didn't rate. This is of course a personal opinion. I didn't rate Bucharest.
Well, Bucharest is a huge
Yeah.
European metropolis of a city. I mean,
Yeah.
if you compare it to Sofia, which is our local city, 3 hours from here. I mean, Sofia reminds me of a sort of a large town. Bucharest is not that. Bucharest is a real city.
There's the old Ceausescu palace there. That's quite impressive. But honestly, I'm just being honest here. It didn't float my boat.
Okay, so if you're going there, you're looking to sort of go out in the sticks.
Yeah, for me, definitely going out to the sticks. And as Ed mentioned, there's these beautiful castles that they have, and wonderful countryside that's out there. Beautiful mountains and rivers and lakes, and that's more up my boat, more up my alley rather. And very cheap. So get up there by all means. But for me, I wouldn't stick around Bucharest too much. Yeah.
Well, moving over to the Far East now. We've done the West, done Europe. Let's go to the Far East. My pick here is, we're going cheap here, Cambodia. Okay, lots to see, no messing around with visas, the airport. You choose how long you want to stay, you pay for that particular visa when you arrive, and off you go. And lots to do, a lot of culture, a lot of history, and cheap. Super cheap. Yeah.
It's similar to Vietnam.
Yeah, cheaper. This undercuts all. I've been to all these countries, most of these Far Eastern countries, and this undercuts it considerably. And how many people I met who actually lived there, on very, very meager budgets, paying sort of $50 a month for a decent 2-bedroom apartment, in decent towns. And the food's cheap, and if you want your beer, it's coming in really, really not going to knock you at all on any of that. It's a good place to go. Very cheap, no messing around with immigration, and lots of nice people as well. Need to get to grips with the language. Not really English speakers, but yeah, I was impressed. I was there for a while, and I thought this is a place I'd actually go back to. This was fun.
Okay. Not too far away. I've been to Vietnam, and that's a wonderful place. I've been to Hanoi. Wonderful people, very friendly, super food. Lots of culture. They're very much into their culture.
Yeah, they are. I went to Vietnam also around the same time I first went to the States, 1990, and the people are really, really nice. Of course, they're used to foreigners, from the Vietnam War.
No, I liked it because there are a lot of art shops and cultural things that
They got that French thing going there, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and that adds kind of spices it up and spices the whole nightlife up, and you really get a sense of avant-garde culture going on there.
Did you go to Ho Chi Minh? Is it Ho Chi Minh City? That's Saigon, and then the other end, Hanoi.
I went sort of. Let me get my bearings right here. I went southeast. I went to a place, and I've forgotten the name of it, where it's very famous for these rocks protruding out of the ocean.
Okay.
And bugger me, I can't remember the name of it all of a sudden. It's kind of like this James. You've seen the famous James Bond scene. I know that's in Thailand, and you've got this. You've got this.
The man with the golden gun.
Yeah, this massive.
Filmed in Thailand.
Yeah. This massive rock protruding. Well, this place is famous for that, and it's very beautiful. And you can take one of the many cruise ships. Well, I say cruise ships. They're like little archetypal Vietnamese boats, and there's all sorts of different types of them.
You definitely get a taste of Asia there.
Yes, you do.
Unlike other places where a little bit Americanized, if you not being impolite, but Vietnam very much retains its Oriental look. You've got these sort of the hats and around there, and everybody's on a bicycle, and all the girls are wearing these long white dresses. It's nice. It's good. It's different, and it's cheap, isn't it?
Yeah. And you have a choice out there of going from extreme luxury to extreme budgeting.
That's right.
And it offers a wide spectrum of a wide array of budgets.
That's good. The decent holiday destinations do that. They give you the chance to look around with very little money. Food's great as well.
Food's fabulous.
As in Cambodia as well, the food's really excellent, really cheap.
I really like the food in Vietnam.
And they got lots of quirky things, for foreigners, just to keep you. You can go and look at those tunnels where they used to have, the tunnel rats used to go during the Vietnam War. They got planes still crashed in fields for the tourists, and tanks lying around, and you can always talk about the Vietnam War with everybody, because for whatever reason, that was when everybody prospered, because there was a whole bunch of Americans living there, and everybody had a job and were making money at that time. So
and super friendly.
They are friendly. Give you that, definitely. If I'm going to pick friendly people, that will be pretty high up the list. And green as well. The country is green.
Very.
I mean, green not as in Greenpeace. I mean, green as in the fields are green. The rice fields are very beautiful, if I remember rightly. Yeah. Don't touch the local beer. You just go to the imported stuff. You try the local beer juice, it'll kill you. And it costs nothing. It costs about 10 cents. And you think, oh, whoopee, I'll buy 10 beers. And you get into the first beer and you think, oh, never mind that. Stick to the Heinekens.
So, continuing going east?
Well, I'm going to go back to Africa now.
Okay. Yeah. You like Africa?
I love Africa, because that's different. And I only recently started going there, recently as in the last 15 years or so. And I thought, Africa, nothing going on. But when you arrive there, this place is different. It's wild,
Which place are you talking about?
Kenya. Let's start with Kenya, because that's the place I'm kind of familiar with. And of course, everybody's black, right? Now that sounds kind of stupid, right? But I mean, it is. They are, and there are no issues here. Everybody's black, and you're the white guy. And they're not interested in colours at all. They're pretty cool with everything. Good value for money, but you really got to watch yourself with the food. Food's pretty ordinary because they all eat sort of their local stuff, which you're kind of not going to touch.
What you mean food poisoning?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, you've got to be really careful because
the Delhi belly kind of
no
thing.
worse than that. You know,
Really?
you'll get if you get a hit of food poisoning, it'll knock you.
You're going down.
Yep, you are, and for a while as well. So be really careful. Stick to sort of French fries and deep fried chicken, and cut your chicken open, look at it, make sure that there's not red bits there. These obvious little tricks. People are really, really friendly. As Paul said, it's another place where you can choose your budget. You can go upmarket safaring. You can go to Mombasa along the sort of the silvery, beautiful coast there and stay in fancy hotels. Or you can do like me and get down and dirty with the locals and go to the local bars and have a really good time.
So
something for everyone.
What would an evening out cost you there?
Well,
a standard evening out.
Oh, I think you're looking at $1 or something a beer maybe. So depending on that, and then if you were going to have food, nothing more than $2 or $3 for that. And then the hotel's the usual whatever price you wanted to pay, anything from €5 up to 250, whatever budget you wanted to choose, and lots to see. I mean, you can do the animals, you can go and look at the Kibera slums, which is the largest, huge, massive slum just outside of Nairobi. That's a real eye-opener, a little bit dangerous. Yeah. The thing about Africa for me is you always have this fear factor there. You always feel that, anything can happen at any given moment. So it adds that little tinge of excitement to the whole trip.
Okay.
Where else?
I'm going to catapult you back east.
Oh?
Philippines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we're both familiar with the Philippines. I lived there for a period of time, and you did as well, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different places to go to there.
Philippines, 8,000 islands, of which 1,100 have people, and some of them are just the size of your back garden. So a lot to look at. You can spend basically your whole life looking around there. Get out of the cities. The cities are big, dirty metropolises. But once you're out and you're, with the locals, of course, friendly people.
You can
value for money.
Depending on where you go, I mean, there's you can get ripped off.
No, I think that.
goes to. I don't mean to be derogatory here, but I mean charged a little bit more than perhaps you should be paying.
Yeah, but I think that goes for any country.
Really. Yeah. The big again, you've got that wide spectrum of budgets. You can go for the fancy hotels where you'll pay and you'll pay a lot. The Shangri-Las and those places. You're looking pretty much at Western prices in those places.
Yeah, very much so. And of course, anywhere where the Japanese go, they kind of segregate the Japanese tourists because the Japanese are just there for 4 or 5 days, and the prices wherever they go tend to be inflated compared to what you should be paying. So you have to watch out for those things. Get out of the cities, go to the beaches, go to the islands, get on the local boats, do island hopping. If you like beaches, you like solitude and having a look around, and nice, friendly people, definitely the place to go.
And you can do it very, very cheaply.
Yeah, once you're out of the cities, definitely. Yeah.
You can do it very cheaply, and a lot to see and do, especially if you're into your water sports and diving.
Well, it's all water. Yeah. There's no sort of Well,
you got one more?
Colombia.
Colombia. Wow.
That's South America. Yeah.
Colombia, yeah. Costa Rica as well?
Well, Costa Rica is too expensive. No longer a holiday destination to be. We're talking cheap destinations.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a nice place to go, Costa Rica, where I used to live, is beautiful, but it's not value for money as it was maybe 30 years ago.
Right.
So Colombia is, really nice beaches, lots of good packages with hotels, and really nice people. lots of history as well. There's those old towns, Bogota, Cartagena.
Is that the capital, Bogota?
Yeah, it is, and it's up in the air. It's kind of like Mexico City. It's up in the air, so it's chilly at night. So it's nice because Colombia basically is a hot country, but if you go
Safe?
safe.
Just
Yeah.
be careful.
Yeah, usual
Exercise
precautions.
caution, yeah.
Usual precautions.
But cheap and
Cheap,
interesting.
good value for money, lots of nice people, and well worth looking at if you're in that neck of the woods. Definitely. Yeah. You have a last one?
I think we're out of time.
Out of time?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I just have to do
I did have one.
We'll have to do a video of the
China, maybe next
least
time.
value for money places, the places to
so
avoid.
that's something
We've
to
got
look out for.
Got a handful of them as well.
Yeah. All right, so we'll wrap it up there. So there you
Okay.
have it. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button and let us know your comments and requests. And we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Bye for
Bye.
now.